Have you ever heard an answer so honest, so full of love, that it changed the way you looked at life? What if a simple question at work uncovered a story of sacrifice, devotion, and kindness that no one saw coming? Stay with me, because this story is about a single father whose quiet decision touched the heart of everyone around him. And by the end, you may never look at kindness the same way again. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories that remind us how powerful kindness can be. Daniel Harper was 38 years old and worked as an accountant at a large company in Chicago. He was known for being reliable, hardworking, and polite. Every morning, he arrived at the office before anyone else. Every evening, he left exactly at 5 o'clock. He never stayed for happy hours. He never joined weekend outings. He never attended company parties. And he never talked much about his personal life. Most people assumed he was simply shy. Some thought he was antisocial. Others believed he was secretly dating someone. But the truth was something no one knew. Daniel was raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, completely on his own. Lily's mother had passed away when Lily was only 3 years old. Since then, Daniel had dedicated every moment of his life to being both a father and a mother to his little girl. His world revolved around her. Every morning he woke up early to make breakfast. He braided her hair before school, even though it had taken months to learn how. He packed her lunch, helped with homework, attended school events, and read bedtime stories every night. While other people spent weekends relaxing, Daniel spent his teaching Lily how to ride a bike, helping with school projects, or simply sitting beside her when she felt sad. And he never complained. Not once. One afternoon, the company announced a major project. Everyone would be working closely with the firm's senior director, Victoria Lawson. Victoria was respected throughout the company. She was intelligent, successful, and confident. But beneath her professional appearance, she was also kind and observant. As weeks passed, Victoria noticed something unusual about Daniel. He worked harder than anyone. He solved problems without seeking credit. He helped co-workers whenever they needed assistance. Yet he never talked about himself. One evening, after most employees had gone home, Victoria saw Daniel hurriedly organizing his desk. "You always leave right at 5, she said with a smile. Daniel looked slightly embarrassed. "I have somewhere important to be." Victoria laughed softly. "Someone special waiting for you?" Daniel smiled. "The most important person in my life." Victoria noticed the warmth in his eyes. For the first time, she became curious. Over the next few months, they worked together often. Victoria found herself looking forward to their conversations. Daniel was thoughtful, honest, and unlike many people she met, he never seemed interested in impressing anyone. One day, during lunch, Victoria finally asked the question many people had wondered about. "Daniel, can I ask you something personal?" He nodded. "Why won't you date?" Daniel looked surprised. For a moment, he didn't answer. Victoria immediately felt awkward. "You don't have to answer if you don't want to." But Daniel smiled gently. "It's okay." He stared out the window for a few seconds. Then he quietly said, "Because every time I think about dating, I ask myself one question." "What question?" Victoria asked. Daniel took a deep breath. "Will this person love my daughter as much as I do?" Victoria's smile faded. Daniel continued. "When Lily lost her mother, she lost half her world." His voice became softer. "I promised myself she would never lose the other half." Victoria felt her chest tighten. Daniel wasn't finished. "I know there are wonderful women in the world. But my daughter has already experienced enough heartbreak for a lifetime." He paused. "I can't risk bringing someone into her life unless I'm absolutely certain they will love her, protect her, and stay." Victoria could see emotion in his eyes. "I've had chances to date," he said. "But every free hour I have belongs to Lily. She's growing up so fast. One day she'll have her own life. Until then, I want her to know she was always my priority." Victoria felt tears forming. She had expected a simple answer. Instead, she had discovered a father's extraordinary love. For the rest of the day, she couldn't stop thinking about what he had said. That evening, she sat alone in her apartment. Her successful career suddenly felt different. Not empty. Just incomplete. She realized she had spent years searching for meaningful relationships while overlooking the simple beauty of selfless love. Weeks later, something unexpected happened. Lily became sick. It started as a fever. Then doctors discovered a serious infection that required hospitalization. Daniel stayed by her side every night. He barely slept. He barely ate. His only concern was Lily. When Victoria learned what happened, she visited the hospital. She brought books, coloring supplies, and a stuffed rabbit. When she entered the room, Lily smiled. "Is this for me?" Victoria nodded. "It sure is." Lily hugged the rabbit tightly. "Thank you." The joy on Lily's face warmed Victoria's heart. For the first time, she saw the world Daniel talked about. This little girl wasn't just his daughter. She was his entire universe. Over the next several days, Victoria continued visiting. She brought meals for Daniel. She sat with Lily so Daniel could take short breaks. She spoke with nurses and helped organize paperwork. Daniel never asked for any of it. Victoria simply wanted to help. One evening, after Lily had fallen asleep, Daniel looked at Victoria. "You've done so much for us." She smiled. "You would do the same for someone else." Daniel laughed softly. "Maybe." "No," Victoria said. "Definitely." The hospital stay lasted nearly 2 weeks. When Lily finally returned home, she was healthy again. Daniel felt overwhelming relief. But something had changed. Not just for him. For Victoria too. She had seen a side of life that money couldn't buy. She had witnessed a father's unconditional love. And somewhere along the way, she had fallen in love with both his kindness and his strength. Months passed. Their friendship grew naturally. There were no dramatic moments. No grand speeches. Just small acts of kindness. Victoria helped Lily with school projects. Daniel fixed things around Victoria's apartment when she needed help. They shared meals. They shared conversations. And they shared trust. One Saturday afternoon, Lily was drawing pictures at the kitchen table. She looked up at Victoria. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course," Victoria said. Lily smiled. "Are you going to stay?" Victoria's heart nearly stopped. "What do you mean?" Lily lowered her eyes. "Sometimes people come into your life and then leave." The room became silent. Victoria gently took Lily's hand. "I'm not planning on going anywhere." Lily smiled. A genuine smile. The kind that comes from feeling safe. Later that evening, Victoria told Daniel about the conversation. He became quiet. Then he said something she would never forget. "That's why I was afraid." Victoria nodded. "I know. I couldn't let her get hurt again." Victoria reached for his hand. "And you didn't." A year later, Daniel and Victoria were married in a small ceremony surrounded by friends and family. But the happiest person there wasn't the bride or groom. It was Lily. She scattered flower petals down the aisle with the biggest smile anyone had ever seen. When the ceremony ended, she wrapped her arms around both of them. And for the first time in years, their family felt complete. What touched people most wasn't the wedding itself. It was everything that happened before it. The sacrifices. The patience. The loyalty. The kindness. Daniel had spent years putting his daughter first. Victoria had earned their trust through genuine compassion rather than promises. And Lily had reminded them both what truly mattered. Love isn't measured by grand gestures. It's measured by the quiet choices we make every day. The choice to stay. The choice to help. The choice to care. Sometimes the kindest people are carrying burdens we cannot see. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones making sacrifices in silence. And sometimes a simple question can reveal a story powerful enough to change hearts forever. So if this story touched you, remember this. Kindness doesn't require wealth, status, or special talent. It simply requires a willing heart. A kind word. A helping hand. A moment of patience. Because the smallest act of compassion can become the brightest part of someone's day. And just like Daniel, Victoria, and Lily discovered, love grows wherever kindness is given freely. No matter who you are, you have the power to make someone's world a little brighter today. And that may be the most important gift of all.